Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Flip Flop Family Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Xylene. It's always great to have you here. Remember, if you are a loyal listener, we love you and we appreciate you so much. And if it's the first time, we love you too and we hope you stick with us. We have tons of different episodes with lots of different members of the family featuring them. And we have been going for over a year now, which we are really proud to say. Now, this week's episode is hosted by myself, Xylene, the mum of the crew, the wifey. And the reason why I'm doing this one on my own is because I just feel like there is so much noise. I'm really overwhelmed by the constant demand on my brain. And if you feel that way, you will really empathize with me and I think really enjoy this episode today, because I just felt like I needed to talk about it. I needed to get it out there in the open because I'm sure I'm not the only one. I just feel like at times I can't actually handle life. And then I do feel like it is just me. Like, am I the only one who just struggles with the amount of demand required on the brain? Like, even when it comes to downtime, there is things to do. Like last night, Ben and I were sitting and just chilling together, having some downtime once the kids had gone to bed. And I was like, I need to delete emails because my Google Mail is full. And it's like, how is my Google Mail always full? And I just keep buying more and more storage, where it gets to the point where I'm like paying for storage for things that I don't need. So I just needed to have a cleanse, you know? But it just, everything takes so long. And sometimes I just find that it's a real struggle. So if you're that person right now who is deleting emails while you're listening to this episode, or maybe folding the laundry, this one is totally for you. I know there will be people listening that do totally resonate with the theme of this week's episode. Just feel like things just land on their mental space without anyone really saying like, you know, you should be doing this. But I just feel like mums tend to take on a lot. And even though it's not, and actually especially because it's not physical things, it's like you don't realize just how much mental space that it actually takes. And you can just feel full and busy and hectic all the time. And I feel like I'm quite an organized person, but as time goes on and we, I guess, take on more things as a family, I mean, we're a family of four, and I do feel like we all do a lot. We all have a lot of things and hobbies that we enjoy outside of our actual work and for the kids outside of school. And there is a lot of admin tasks to be done, but we aren't the only people. Like, there are people that just have a lot going on, like school. Oh my goodness, don't get me started on school. I actually joked today and messaged one of the school mums to say I may need to actually quit my day job so that I can stay on top of the amount of school pings that I get on my phone. It kills me. And if you have stupidly put down a different email address for both parents, or the same email address for both parents, they send it twice. It's just like overkill. So we get an email, and then on the actual app that they use, I then get a ping from that too. So it's just never ending. I think like sometimes I'll get 10 messages, and that's just from one school. Then we've got to deal with the other school for the other child. Plus both our kids are looking to move schools in September. So there is just so much admin. School apps and messages are absolute killer. And I, again, don't think I'm the only one who feels this way. WhatsApp groups. Now we have a big event going on within our community coming up next week. So there is a lot of people who are feeling very sort of hyper and excited, but also there's a lot of anxiety, and with that comes a lot of questions. Again, I am also questioning, but I'm on multiple groups and my phone just won't stop. Like when someone actually says to me, I'm going to add you to the group, I'm like, I get anxiety just from hearing that. Like, please don't add me to any groups. You know, it's just again another thing that's going to keep pinging at you. And again, it's not just from those things. There's your friends, your family. You may have WhatsApp groups for work. It is never ending. Then you've got your health, NHS texts, emails, calendar alerts. Need this appointment. You need that appointment. And then I feel like sometimes work and home life can blur together. Like I work from home. I was just about to log off, and then I did log off, but then my emails from work were still open, and I stupidly had a quick glance, and then I felt like I wanted to deal with that before I logged off today because I wasn't going to be back on till next week. And so then I logged back in and I dealt with it, and it's just like, sometimes you just need to completely and utterly switch off, because I always joke with Ben about how I'm his PA, but I'm also my PA and I'm also the kids' PA. So that's a lot of PAing, if you know what I mean. Now, I know that I've mentioned quite a lot of things there, but really and truly, I wouldn't say it is just one thing. It's everything all the time. And it's almost like an invisible labor, like I mentioned. You can't see it, it's invisible, but it's something that goes on all the time. And there's that kind of pressure to respond quickly. And I was thinking about that today. Oh, did you just hear my phone ping? There you go. It's not on Do Not Disturb. It's pinging again. So you feel like, my daughter always says to me, oh my God, mummy, like, look at your WhatsApp. How can you leave people on red? And, I feel like the older generation, I'm in my 40s. So in the 40s generation, I don't feel like we worry about leaving people on red, because people understand that, we have other notifications and we have also real life that we're trying to deal with. But the youth of today, they don't do that. Like, if someone messages, they respond straight away. And that's why we've tried to implement with our daughter, like having just an hour or two when you are doing your work, like you're responding to your messages and your friends and talking, because otherwise it's like all the time you feel like you need to respond, you need to do something. And I have to take that advice, because I feel like, for me and for you maybe, having a quiet time or having just a bit of a schedule when, right, I'm only going to be dealing with my phone and notifications and requests and demands from people from this time to this time. Or perhaps you can't do that, and maybe you just want to say, for a couple of hours every evening, that's it, I'm not dealing with my phone. And again, this may sound like a really obvious thing, but I haven't done it, and I think I definitely need to, and it may also help you. You don't want to have that guilt of not responding to people, that kind of like emotional responsibility that you need to respond, and someone's going to think you're being really rude. But if you just decide, right, that's it, 8 p.m, I'm not dealing with my phone, I'm not dealing with any demands or any notifications. Sometimes I think having that routine in place and already telling yourself that sets you up and enables you to actually follow it through, and then just have a bit of a quiet evening. Because for me, even when I'm resting, my brain just isn't. And I talk about this with my best friend all the time, like that kind of just that mental exhaustion, your brain isn't resting because you're just holding yours and everybody else's to-do list. And I start making mistakes, with the kids, and they have talent agents, so they do a lot of kind of like commercials and acting and stuff like that, and there is a shed load of admin that comes with that. And then I start making mistakes because there's just too much to do, guys. There's too much to do in a day, in a week, in a month. I just want to press pause, don't you? The average number of notifications that a person might get is between 146 to 181 app notifications per day. So that equates to an alert roughly 8 to 10 minutes. Obviously, your notification volume is totally going to vary depending on like age. Like teens may get over 200 messages daily, WhatsApp, Instagram, Gmail, like it's absolutely never ending. And then we wonder why the youth of today struggle to concentrate. And I'm going to put out there, I don't think it is just the youth of today. I think I struggle to concentrate now because I am constantly being sidelined. Like I start something and then my phone pings and then I am distracted and I look at it. And even when I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, like during this podcast, I actually just messaged my brother saying, I'm recording a podcast. Can I call you back? Because there are certain people that can still call me when my phone's on Do Not Disturb, just in case there's like a family emergency. So there's literally no end to the amount of interruptions that I feel like we just have to do something about it. Otherwise, are we all just going to get dementia or Alzheimer's super early because our brain connections just are an absolute and utter spider's web or net inside our brains? I mean, just today I was looking at my phone with the all the notifications that I was getting. WhatsApp is definitely a huge culprit. Gmail, and I have multiple Gmail accounts that I manage. Then school apps, Amazon telling me things have been delivered or not been delivered. My house camera sensor tells me whenever someone goes past my house, yeah, that one definitely needs to be turned off. News, I get little news updates. Then Samsung, every so often telling me to get off my bottom and go for a walk because I'm not moving as I'm working from home on my laptop. eBay, telling me about deals and discounts. Then I've got LinkedIn telling me about how wonderful everybody's life is right now. And then even Lidl wants a piece of me. Lidl. It wants to tell me to come and buy a croissant. Like literally everything on my phone wants a piece of me. And that's not even talking about the real people, like actual physical people that want a piece of me. It's just so hard. And I feel like it's enough to just tip you over when your phone just keeps pinging. So what are we going to do about it, guys? Because you know that you're feeling this too, right? What are we going to do? I think number one, we need to turn off those non-urgent notifications. We need to have a real detox, a notification detox. There are so many apps that will be telling you stuff that you just don't need to fill your brain with, like Lidl asking me to come and buy a croissant. And I have nothing against Lidl. I love Lidl, just putting it out there for any future sponsors. And like, why do I need to know about my camera sensor? That one definitely needs to go off. So maybe do a little detox. Then have a messaging time. Check your messages at set times. I am honestly going to create myself a schedule or I'm going to go insane. Then muting WhatsApp groups guilt-free. I must admit, there are some WhatsApp groups that I completely mute because I just can't be a part of it. And I'm happy to dip in and out, but I can't see the plethora of messages, especially on groups where there are tons and tons of people who all have different aims that they want to get out of these groups. And again, I have nothing against them because I think those kind of groups are really helpful. But just mute them and use them when you need to use them, or go back and read if you really want to read. Another thing that I do is I go into my WhatsApp settings and I prevent certain groups and certain people from sending me pictures that go straight into my gallery. So it will literally not automatically download because some people just love forwards. I mean, I have to say, my beautiful late father, he loved a forward, and I would do anything, absolutely anything, to get a forward from him now. But such is life. But there are other people who love to just fill up your phone with forwards of messages. You just need to stop those pictures from going into your gallery, because that is another reason why your storage is getting full. Maybe having one shared family calendar rule so that you're not dealing with multiple calendars. I mean, I am so old school, and so is Ben, that we actually have a paper calendar. I do have things in my Google Calendar too, but that's more of like a thing to remind me that something's happening on the day. But if I'm planning, I like to see the whole month or year even, and be able to just kind of sift through. There's just something about a paper calendar, you know, that's just really nice. And my sister got me a really good one this year, and every month it kind of has these little sayings on them all about like motherhood. Actually, let me read you January's one. Okay, so the calendar itself is the year of kids, clutter and coffee, to mums everywhere calendar. Yes, you know those mums. And January says silence is golden unless you have kids. Then silence is just suspicious. So true. I'm just going to read you Feb's as well. February says my parenting style, ? Somewhere between don't do that and whatever, I'm tired. I mean, come on. Definitely a mum wrote this calendar, and I totally agree with it. So back to things that we're going to do to try and give our brains a little bit of respite, a bit of space. We need to transition from a reactive state to an intentional one. So we need control on when and how you engage with technology. And these are some of the strategies that I'm going to use, and I think you should probably use too. So number one is to audit and customize your notifications. So Like we said earlier, completely turn off the non-essential ones. You need to start with an audit of all the notifications that you get on your phone, and then just disable alerts for like social media, for shopping, for gaming apps, for things that you just don't need, so that when you do get notifications, they're actually important communications like calls, direct messages, calendar reminders, that kind of stuff. Then there is actually a way, which I never knew, and I'm going to do this, to use your phone. Even on Android, it's called notification history, and on iOS, on Apple, it's called notification summary. Now, what you do is you set your device to summarize notifications. I mean, come on, we all need a summary, don't we? And deliver them at specific times. So instead of instantly getting all these notifications, it will kind of gather these notifications in a set time limit and just drop you like one notification as a summary. Wow. How did I not know this? And I definitely need to try this. Using disable badges. So like turn off the red notification dots on app icons, as they're designed to basically hijack your attention. So whenever you see like that little red dot, you're like, oh, it's like something new. You're like, something's in the inbox, and it makes you want to actually go and access it and find out what it's all about. Totally mute those group threads, mute that WhatsApp stuff, anything that you just is a group that there is so much content in there that isn't really directly related to you. Just go ahead and mute it, guilt-free, go ahead. I feel like it's okay, do what you got to do. Number 2 is leverage focus modes and do not disturb. Okay, so you need to schedule your do not disturb. Now, as I told you, I do have that also, but you can tweak it so that certain people can get through if they need to. You can use focus modes, so for study, work, family, and it filters which apps and people can actually interrupt you. And you can activate a cooldown setting. So using notification cooldown on Android to lower the volume of consecutive alerts. So if someone's just like mad pinging you, the first one will be loud and then it will just get quieter and quieter. God, I love all of these. And I'm just so surprised that I didn't actually look into this earlier. Number 3 is batch check notifications, which we did mention earlier. That is to schedule check-in time. So instead of reacting to every beep, you can plan to check your email and messages like 2 to 3 times a day. So just set some times like 10:30, 1:30, 4:30, and then that's it. That's all you're going to do. You can also use autoresponders, so you can set up automatic messages that tells people that you check emails at specific times, so that it reduces that pressure to instantly reply. I wonder if you can do that on WhatsApp. That would be good. Like, I'm sorry, I only check my messages at this time. Oh, I do like that. I think I'm going to have to check that one. Number 4 is to create physical and visual barriers. I think this one is like so basic, but at the same time, probably the most powerful. Literally put the phone away. I'm honestly going to do that tomorrow. Just place your phone in another room or in a bag to just prevent it from drawing your attention every time it vibrates or pings. Using grayscale mode, I actually hate using my phone in grayscale, so maybe that would make me not want to use it, but you can switch your phone to black and white, and so that lack of color, it's way less stimulating, and it kind of, especially let's say if you're looking on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube Shorts or something, if you watch it in black and white, it probably won't urge you to just keep scrolling. It'll be a bit boring. God, I might actually do an experiment on Emiliana and see if that prevents her from scrolling. Using a smartwatch for filtering, so configuring your smartwatch to only buzz with the most critical notifications. I feel like I just want to turn off my notifications on my smartwatch. I think that's probably the best thing for me, because obviously if your phone's not near you but you've got a smartwatch connected, it's still going to ping. Number 5 is to cultivate better digital habits. So create digital sunsets. So establish a phone-free time like 60 to 90 minutes before bed to improve sleep quality. These are all the things that we've tried to implement with Emiliana, and her with her phone and Zach with his gaming. But I just can't believe that really we should all be doing this. This isn't just for the youth of today. Practice a 1 sec breathing. So use apps that introduce a small delay, like a deep breath before opening distracting apps, allowing you to ask, is this necessary? Like, do I really need to open this app? Because once you're in it, you're kind of sucked in. And try deleting or moving distracting apps. So move your social media apps from your home screen, or just delete them and only access them through a web browser. You could, if you have it not on the first page or the second page, it's kind of a bit longer, isn't it, to go and find it, to open it. And lastly, manage workplace and school noise. So set boundaries in communication tools. So in Slack or in Teams, you can adjust settings to only direct mentions or key phrases like your name to trigger alerts. Leave irrelevant channels. So if a chat channel is not directly relevant to your role, just leave it to reduce the noise. And block time for deep work, like explicitly block time on your calendar for uninterrupted work to signal to others that you're just not available. I mean, I'm always available on my Teams chat, and sometimes I think I should just say that I'm not around, even though I am, so that I can just crack on and get my work done. I think all of these are really, really handy. Even if you just implement a couple of them, I think you can reduce mental fatigue and regain focus. And that is totally what I need to do. I mean, that's in a nutshell, isn't it? Mental fatigue. I'm suffering, guys. I'm suffering from it, and I need to get that focus back. One expert recommends to try these for a week to feel more control of your digital life. So why don't we all set ourselves a little goal, to do it for a week? 1 week, first week of February, why don't we all set a goal to just be a bit more focused and really think about what we're doing when we're using our phones and if we really need to. And remember, being unreachable doesn't make you a bad person, and you don't owe instant access to everyone. Being available all the time isn't the same as being present. I think for me, my kind of most relaxed, chill time is when I'm cooking or when I'm baking, because although sometimes I am using my phone for recipes, it's just sitting on my little stand and I have my tunes playing, and I'm probably the most in my zone, just focusing on actually what I'm doing, and I enjoy creating something out of nothing, which brings me beautifully to my dish of the week, which is, I've named it an apple crumble cupcake, but some might call it a streusel apple cupcake. It will be on my Flip Flop Family Kitchen page, and it's a cupcake with stewed apple in it and a crumble topping. It is really, really delicious. I came across this recipe last week, but I'm going to tweak it. So the recipe that I put on there will be tweaked because I think it's easier. The one I used was a bit sort of finicky, if you know what I mean, putting things in that probably didn't need to be there, but it's just such a lovely idea, like a little apple pie in a cupcake. So that would be my dish of the week, apple crumble cupcakes. And in terms of money saving, my first thing is, if you're listening to this when it's been released, you've got a couple of days left until the self-assessment deadline. So if you are someone that earns some income outside of your job where you already pay tax, then you need to do a self-assessment and make sure you do it by the HMRC's deadline, which is the 31st of January. Now, if you don't, you will get a fine. And I'm here to save you money. So make sure you get it done if you haven't already. And if you filed ages ago, don't forget to actually pay before the deadline. Another money saving tip for you, which is until the end of January, is IKEA is doing meals for only 99p. So you can get like a small breakfast, or you can get falafel and couscous or sausages and mash only for 99p. So if you have felt like in the new year you need to kind of sort out your house, we need to redo our office. But if you feel like you need to get some furniture, or you just want a bit of inspiration, a little walk around the showroom, why not go before the 30th of January and also bag yourself a cheap lunch or a breakfast. Now, don't say I don't look after you, because we've always got the deals. Look, did you hear that ping? Again, my phone won't leave me alone. My garment of the week, which we just added a couple of weeks ago, and I think it's pretty cool, is basically my oversized Zara sweater. I've got this not a sweater, it's a sweatshirt, I guess, a jumper, and it's cream and it's oversized and it's not flattering whatsoever. I think my sister actually said to me the other day, it's the first time that she thought I looked a bit overweight, which is very lovely, but she didn't mean it like that. So it doesn't do anything for me, but it's just so comfy and it makes me feel really good. So my garment of the week is my Zara jumper. Song of the week has got to be something that is shanti, that is chill, that's going to make you calm down, especially after all of the brain fog stuff that we've been talking about in this episode. And it's got to be Billie Eilish, and the song is called Birds of a Feather. And I love the beat and I find it really chilling. So remember, you can check out all of our songs of the week on the Flip Flop Family Song of the Week playlist, which is available on Spotify and on Apple. Thank you very much for joining us for this week's episode of the Flip Flop Family podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've been able to take something away from it. And most importantly, I really hope that you can have a digital detox. I certainly am. Until next time, see you then. Bye.